You have already lived tomorrow 100 times in your mind. You lived it last night, staring at the ceiling while everyone else in the house was asleep. You lived it again this morning, in the 3 seconds after you opened your eyes, before you even remembered your own name. Your mind was already there, already bracing. Some part of you is always a day ahead of yourself, running through what might go wrong, rehearsing conversations that haven't happened yet, preparing for a blow that hasn't been thrown. You are tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix. Because it isn't your body that's exhausted, it's the part of you that keeps guarding the door, keeps checking the locks on a future you cannot see and cannot control. You smile. You show up. You keep the house running, the job moving, the people around you steady. But underneath, there's a question you don't say out loud. What if tomorrow is the day it all falls apart? You have been carrying that question for a long time. And this morning, it's time to put it down. Welcome, friend. I'm glad you're here. You don't have to hold that question by yourself anymore. Not for the next hour, and maybe, if you let these words settle in, not for a long time after that either. After that, right now, wherever you are, sitting up in bed, driving in a parked car, standing in a quiet kitchen before the day starts. Let your shoulders drop just a little. Let your jaw unclench. You don't have to solve tomorrow right now. You don't have to solve anything right now. Just breathe with me. In and out. In and out. That's it. You are safe here. Before we bring your worries to God, before we ask Him for anything at all, let's do something your anxious mind rarely lets you do. Let's remember what is already good, because gratitude has a way of loosening the grip that fear has on us. It reminds the soul that even in an uncertain season, we are not empty-handed. Before we pray, let's take a moment to remember everything that is already a gift in your life. Start with your breath. Just notice it for a moment. The way it moves in without you asking it to. The way your body knows exactly how to keep you alive without your permission or your planning. Thank God for that. Thank Him that your lungs are filling right now, that your heart is beating steady beneath everything you carry, that you woke up this morning inside a body that is still working, still fighting for you. Even on the days you forget to be grateful for it, thank Him for this exact moment, not yesterday, which is already gone. Not tomorrow, which hasn't arrived. This moment, right here, is the only one you actually have. And you are in it, alive, listening, present. That is not nothing. That is a gift. Think for a moment about the roof over your head, whatever kind of roof it is. Think about the bed you woke up in, the walls that kept the night outside where it belongs. So many people tonight have neither. Let that soften something in you. Not guilt, just gratitude. You have been given shelter, even on the days it doesn't feel like enough. Think about your hands. All the small, ordinary things they did yesterday without you even noticing. They held a cup of coffee, opened a door, reached for someone you love. Thank God for hands that still work, still serve, still reach. Thank God for the people who are woven into your life. Maybe it's a spouse sleeping beside you right now. Maybe it's children whose noise fills your house and whose laughter, on the hardest days, still catches you off guard and makes you smile without meaning to. Maybe it's a friend who checks in when you go quiet, who notices even when you try to hide how you're really doing. Maybe it's someone who has already gone ahead of you, whose love you still carry even though you can't call them anymore. Whoever they are, thank God for them. Thank Him that you have not walked this life completely alone. And if today, this exact season, feels like a lonely one, thank Him anyway for the love you have known before, because that love was real, and it shaped you, and it is still somewhere inside you, even now. Thank Him too for something harder to name. Your own strength, the strength that got you through last year, the strength that got you through last month, even the week that nearly broke you. You are still here. You didn't give up, even on the nights you wanted to. That endurance in you, that isn't an accident. That is grace, holding you up when you couldn't hold yourself up. Think about the mistakes you thought would define you forever, and notice that you are still standing, still loved, still moving forward. Thank God for mercy you didn't earn and couldn't have manufactured on your own. Think about the meals you've had this week, the water you didn't have to walk miles for, the small comforts you've stopped noticing because they've simply always been there. A warm shower, a working car, a paycheck, however small it feels some months. These are not small things to everyone. Let yourself feel the weight of how much you've actually been given. Think about the version of yourself from a year ago, worrying about things that either never happened or happened and you survived them anyway. If that version of you could see you now, still standing, still breathing, still here, they would be grateful. Let yourself borrow a little of that gratitude this morning. Thank God for your mind, even on the days it works against you. It is the same mind that remembers birthdays, that solves problems, that dreams up plans for a better future, that holds every memory of every person you've ever loved. It is not your enemy, even when anxiety tries to convince you otherwise. It is a gift that sometimes needs rest, the same way your body does. Thank Him for your faith, however small it feels some mornings. The fact that you are here right now, listening, trying, reaching toward Him even in uncertainty. That is not nothing. That is the very beginning of trust, and He honors it, however fragile it feels to you. Think about the times you almost gave up on hope entirely, and something small pulled you back. A song, a verse, a friend's unexpected message, a quiet morning like this one. Thank God for those small rescues, the ones that didn't look dramatic at the time, but kept you moving forward anyway. Thank Him too for the ordinary rhythm of your life, even the parts that feel routine or unremarkable. The alarm that wakes you, the coffee that warms your hands, the commute you've driven 100 times. There is a kind of mercy hidden inside the ordinary. It means today isn't a crisis. Today is simply a day, and you get to live it. Now think about tomorrow, just for a moment. Not with fear this time, but with open hands. You don't know exactly what it holds, but you know who holds it. And that alone is something to be thankful for. Thank God for this day you're stepping into, for the chance to try again, to love again, to show up again, even carrying whatever weight you're carrying. Thank Him that His mercies are new this morning, not worn out from yesterday, not used up by your mistakes, but fresh. waiting for you. Every single day, without exception, thank Him for the version of you that is still here, still trying, still capable of hope, even after everything that's tried to take it from you. That version of you did not survive by accident. Think about the sound of your own name being spoken by someone who loves you. Think about the last time someone laughed at something you said. Really laughed. Not out of politeness. These moments feel small when they're happening, but they are threads. And together, they are the fabric of a life that is far richer than your worry usually lets you notice. Thank God for second chances. For the times you were forgiven when you didn't deserve it, by other people and by Him. For the doors that closed and, looking back now, you can see they were closed in mercy, not in punishment. Even the ones that felt cruel at the time, thank Him for the seasons that have already ended. The hard year that eventually gave way to an easier one. The grief that softened, even if it never fully left. The fear that once felt permanent and isn't anymore. If those seasons ended, this one will too. And that alone is worth pausing on. Think about your own resilience for a moment. Without shame and without pride. Just honesty. You have been knocked down before. You got up. Maybe slower than you wanted. Maybe with help you didn't expect. But you got up. That is not weakness. That is grace working through you. Even in the moments you felt like you had nothing left to give. Thank God for small mercies you almost missed this week. A kind word from a stranger. An unexpected bit of good news. A problem that quietly resolved itself. A night of sleep that came easier than usual. These are not accidents. They are evidence, if you're willing to see them that way, that you are being looked after, even in the ordinary, unremarkable hours of your life. Let your heart soften here for a moment. Let it remember that even in a season of worry, you are not standing on empty ground. You have breath. You have shelter. You have people, past or present, who have loved you well. You have a God who has not once looked away from you, not even on the days you felt most alone. Let that gratitude settle into your chest, like warmth spreading slowly through a cold room. Now that your heart is open and grateful, let us bring everything you carry to God in prayer. Lord, I come to you this morning, not with answers, but with questions I haven't been able to put down. I come carrying tomorrow, like a weight I was never meant to lift alone. Meet me here, in this quiet moment, the way you meet every person who comes to you, honest and tired. Lord, you know what tomorrow holds for me, even though I don't. You know the conversation I'm dreading. You know the bill I don't know how I'll pay. You know the diagnosis I'm waiting on, or the decision I have to make, or the silence from someone I love that I still don't understand. You already know. Nothing about my tomorrow surprises you, and still, my mind keeps running ahead of me, doesn't it? Building disasters out of possibilities, rehearsing pain that hasn't happened, living through the worst version of tomorrow again and again, as if suffering it in advance will somehow protect me from it. It won't, Lord. I know that. But knowing it and feeling it are two different things. And this morning, I need you to meet me in the feeling, not just the knowing. So, Lord, I bring you my worry. All of it. The kind that keeps me up at night and the kind that follows me quietly through the day. humming under everything I do, coloring conversations that had nothing to do with it. I don't want to carry it another hour. Take it from my hands. Not because I'm strong enough to let go, but because I'm asking you to help me let go. Peace. Peace. Let that word sit here for a moment. Not the peace the world offers, the kind that depends on nothing going wrong. Your peace, Lord, the kind that exists even in the middle of the storm, the kind that doesn't wait for the outcome to be good before it settles in the heart. I think about the birds outside my window some mornings. They don't store up tomorrow's worry today. They don't know where next week's food is coming from. And somehow, they're still fed. If you care for them, Lord, small and fleeting as they are, how much more do you care for me? How much more do you already have tomorrow handled, even the parts I can't see yet? Lord, I notice that my worry rarely arrives with a plan attached. It doesn't actually help me prepare for anything. It just circles. The same fears dressed in slightly different clothes, night after night, offering nothing but exhaustion in return for all the energy I give it. If worry were useful, Lord, I think I would have solved my problems by now, simply from how much time I've spent turning them over. But it isn't useful. It never has been. It only feels productive because it's loud and busy and constant. But busy is not the same as helpful, and loud is not the same as true. Lord, forgive me for the hours I've spent trying to control what was never mine to control. Forgive me for the nights I trusted my own fear more than I trusted you. I don't say that with shame. I say it the way a tired child finally lets go of something too heavy to carry, relieved just to set it down at last. I ask you for strength for today, not for the whole month, not for the whole year, just today. Because I know now that you give grace the way you give bread. One day's portion at a time, never early, but never late either. I remember the story of the people in the wilderness, Lord, the ones who woke each morning to find just enough bread on the ground to feed them for that day. Not enough for tomorrow. Not enough to store up, no matter how badly some of them tried. Just enough for today. And every single morning, without fail, it was there again, waiting for them. That's what I'm asking for now, Lord. Not a stockpile of strength to hoard against every future fear. Just today's portion. I trust that tomorrow's will be there too. Right on time. The way it always has been. There's a difference, isn't there? Between planning and worrying. Planning is wise. It's responsible. It's part of how you made me to live in this world. But worry is planning's exhausted cousin, the one that never stops, that keeps revising the same imagined scenario long after there's nothing left to plan. Help me tell the difference today, Lord. Let me do the responsible things that are actually mine to do, and then let me release the rest, fully, instead of circling back to it again and again through the day. Strength. Strength for today, Lord. That is enough. It has to be enough, because it's all you've promised, and I'm learning to trust that your portion is exactly the right size for the day I'm actually living. I bring you the people I worry about too, Lord. The ones whose tomorrow feels just as uncertain as mine. My children, if I have them, and the world they're growing up into. My parents, growing older, more fragile than they used to be. My friends who are quietly struggling with things they haven't said out loud yet. Watch over every one of them, the way you are watching over me right now. Let them feel, even without knowing why, that they are held. I bring you my finances, Lord. The numbers that don't always add up the way I need them to. The month that feels tighter than it should. The debt that follows me around like a shadow I can't outrun. I don't fully understand how you'll provide, but I'm asking you to provide anyway. I bring you my health. Lord, the parts of my body that don't feel as strong as they used to. The symptoms I'm afraid to name out loud. The appointments I'm dreading. Whatever the test results say, whatever tomorrow's doctor visit reveals, you already know. Walk into that room with me before I even get there. I bring you my family. Lord, the relationships that feel fragile right now. The distance that's grown between people who used to be close. The words that were said and can't be unsaid. Soften what needs softening. Heal what needs healing. And where healing isn't possible yet, give me peace to wait for it without losing hope. I bring you the future of my work, Lord, the uncertainty of what's coming next, in that part of my life too. Whether I'll have enough, whether I'm on the right path, whether the effort I'm pouring out is actually building towards something. I don't need to see the whole plan today. I just need to trust that you have one. Lord, if I'm honest, part of what frightens me about tomorrow is the fear of doing it alone. Facing whatever comes without enough support, without enough strength, without enough of myself left over after everything today has already asked of me. So I ask you now, plainly, don't let me walk into tomorrow alone. Send the people I need before I know I need them. Give me the words when I don't have any of my own. Be yourself, the presence I'm afraid I won't have. I think about how many times in my life I have said I can't, and somehow, still, made it through the day. Not because I found extra strength hiding somewhere inside myself, but because you supplied it exactly when it ran out. That has been the pattern of my whole life, hasn't it, Lord? Me running low, and you filling the gap right before I fully collapsed. I don't know why I keep forgetting that pattern every time a new worry shows up. Help me remember it now, today, before I need it again tomorrow. Rest. Let that word settle over you now, wherever you are. Rest. Not the rest of having nothing left to do. The rest of trusting someone bigger than you is already awake, already working, already ahead of you on the road you haven't walked yet. Lord, there is a part of me that still wants to hold the wheel. That still believes if I just worry hard enough, plan far enough ahead, brace myself thoroughly enough, I can prevent the pain before it comes. But that has never actually worked, has it? It has only ever exhausted me, left me tired in body and spirit, and it has never once changed what tomorrow holds. So today, Lord, I am choosing something different. I am choosing to open my hands. Here's my tomorrow, Lord. I don't fully understand it. I can't control it, but I trust the one who does. Lord, I've noticed something about myself lately. The tighter I try to grip my future, the more exhausted I become, and the less peace I actually feel. It's a strange trade, isn't it? I give up rest in exchange for a sense of control that was never real to begin with. I was never actually holding tomorrow in my hands. I only believed I was, and that belief has cost me more sleep, more joy, more presence than I can count. So today, Lord, I want to practice something different. Not control, but surrender. Not certainty, but trust. I know this won't happen all at once. Old patterns don't dissolve in a single prayer. But let this morning be a beginning. Let me take one worry, just one, that I've been gripping too tightly, and consciously, deliberately, place it in your hands, right now. Thank you for receiving it, Lord. Thank you for not asking me to have it all figured out before I hand it over. You take it exactly as it is. Unresolved, uncertain, still a little too heavy for me to fully understand. That's all right. You were never asking me to understand it, only to trust you with it. Grace. Grace for today. Grace for tomorrow, when tomorrow comes. Not grace I have to earn through enough worry or enough striving. Grace that was already given to me before I even asked for it. I think of every time you have already carried me through a hard season, Lord. I didn't always see you in the middle of it, especially not while I was living it. But looking back, I can see your hand was there the whole time, turning things I thought would break me into things that built me, bringing people into my path exactly when I needed them, sometimes people I never expected, making a way where I could not see one, opening doors I hadn't even noticed were closed. So even though I cannot see tomorrow, Lord, I remember that you have never once failed to meet me there when it arrived. Not once, in all the hard days I've already lived through. Everyone I feared in advance, you were already standing on the other side of, waiting for me. Let me live today, Lord, instead of living in tomorrow. Let me be present with the people in front of me, grateful for the breath in my chest, faithful with what's in my hands right now. Instead of spending today's strength worrying about a day that hasn't come yet and may look nothing like what I imagine. I think about how much of today I have already lost to a tomorrow that may never even happen the way I fear. Conversations I couldn't fully be present for because half my mind was somewhere in the future. Moments with people I love that I rushed through because worry was pulling at my sleeve, whispering that there wasn't time to slow down. Lord, give me those moments back somehow, and help me not to lose any more of them starting today. Teach me, Lord, what it means to trust you one day at a time, not to have my whole future figured out, not to know how every piece will fall into place, just to know you, and to let that be enough for this one day. Lord, I confess there are some tomorrows I've feared for so long that fear has started to feel like preparation. I've told myself that if I stay alert enough, if I keep turning the same worry over and over, I'm somehow protecting the people I love or protecting myself. But you know that's not true, don't you? Worry has never once made me stronger for what's ahead. It has only made today harder than it needed to be. So I am asking you, Lord, to teach me a different way to prepare. Not the bracing, clenched fist kind of readiness, the kind that trusts, the kind that does what it can today and leaves the rest, honestly and fully, in your hands. I think about how many nights I have spent awake over things that, when they finally arrived, looked nothing like what I feared. How many conversations went differently than I rehearsed. How many closed doors turned out to be mercy instead of loss. I have been wrong about tomorrow more times than I've been right, Lord. And still I keep listening to that fearful voice, as if it knows more than you do. Forgive me for that. And help me, starting today, to listen to yours instead. Provision. Lord, you have never once let me go hungry, even in seasons when I couldn't see where the next provision was coming from. You fed me through people I didn't expect. You made a way through doors I hadn't even noticed. I don't fully understand how you'll provide for what's ahead of me now, but I am choosing today to trust the track record instead of the fear. Protection. Watch over the road ahead of me, Lord, the one I can't see around the bend of. Watch over my home, my work, my body, my mind. Where there is danger I cannot foresee, be my shelter. Where there is heartache I cannot avoid, be my comfort when it comes. I am not asking you to remove every hard thing from my path. I am asking you to be present in every hard thing that comes. Lord, there is a particular fear I haven't said out loud yet, even here, even now. You already know what it is. You've known it longer than I have. I don't have to explain it to you in perfect words. I just have to bring it, messy and half-formed, and trust that you understand the parts I can't articulate. Thank you for not needing me to have the right words. Thank you for hearing the prayer underneath the prayer, the one made of exhaustion and hope tangled together, the one I don't always know how to say clearly. Lord, I want to name a few of the specific tomorrows I've been afraid of, not because you need me to spell them out, but because I need to say them, to stop letting them live only in the dark corners of my mind where they grow larger than they really are. I'm afraid of the tomorrow where I open my email and find bad news I've been dreading. Meet me there, Lord, before it even happens. Give me steadiness if it comes, and give me gratitude if it doesn't. I'm afraid of the tomorrow where someone I love gets a phone call that changes everything. Meet them there too, Lord. Whatever news comes to anyone I love, in any season, be present in that room before they even answer the phone. I'm afraid of the tomorrow where I finally run out of strength completely, where I collapse under everything I've been holding together for everyone else. Lord, if that day comes, catch me. Let there be someone there to help carry what I can't carry alone. And if there isn't anyone else in the room, let me feel, unmistakably, that you are. I'm afraid of the tomorrow where the thing I've been praying about simply doesn't happen the way I hoped. The healing doesn't come. The relationship doesn't mend. The provision doesn't arrive on the timeline I wanted. Lord, if that tomorrow comes, help me to trust you even in disappointment. Help me to believe that a delayed answer, or even a different answer than the one I asked for, does not mean you have stopped caring about me. Naming these fears out loud doesn't make them come true, Lord. But it does take away some of their power over me, doesn't it? It moves them from the shadows, where they whispered all night, into the light, where I can finally hand them to you. So here they are, all of them. I'm not asking you to promise me none of them will happen. I'm asking you to promise me you'll be there if they do. And I believe, Lord, that you already have. Peace, strength, grace, rest. Hold on to those words with me, quietly, for just a moment longer. Let them settle somewhere deeper than your thoughts. somewhere your worry can't easily reach. You are not asking me to pretend everything is fine, Lord. I know you never asked that of me. You are asking me to trust that you are with me even when it isn't fine. That is enough. That has to be enough. And with your help, it is, Lord. Help me carry this posture with me long after this prayer ends. Let it not be something I only feel here, in this quiet moment, but something that follows me into the kitchen this morning, into the car, on the way to work, into the meeting I'm dreading, into the phone call I've been putting off. Let this peace be portable. Let it survive contact with the actual day ahead of me. When worry tries to return, Lord, and it will. Some old habits don't leave in a single morning. Give me the presence of mind to notice it early, before it takes root again. Let this prayer become something I can return to in a single breath, not just something I remember happened once. Teach me to bring tomorrow back to you the moment it starts pulling at my sleeve, instead of letting it build all day into something unmanageable by evening. I don't need to feel completely fearless to walk in faith today, do I, Lord? I just need to take the next step anyway, trusting you more than I trust the fear. That's all faith has ever really been. Not the absence of fear, but trust that outlasts it. Lord, I think of everyone else who might be praying these same words with me this morning. Somewhere else, in a different house, a different city, carrying a different version of the same fear. Be with them too, Lord, the way you are being with me right now. Let them feel, in this shared quiet, that they are not the only one awake worrying about tomorrow. Let them feel less alone in it, the way I do, simply by knowing someone else is bringing the same honest fear to the same faithful God. And Lord, for whoever is listening to this and doesn't yet fully believe you're real, or doesn't yet trust that you care about something as small as their tomorrow, meet them gently. Don't ask for perfect faith before you show up. Show up first, the way you always have, and let the trust follow after. Follow. I release my grip now, Lord, a little more than when this prayer began. Not perfectly, not completely, but enough for today. Enough to walk out of this moment lighter than I walked into it. Enough to face whatever is actually in front of me today, instead of the imagined weight of 100 tomorrows that haven't come yet, and may never come at all. Thank you, Lord, for hearing every word of this, even the ones I didn't say out loud. Thank you for meeting me exactly where I am, tired and uncertain, and not asking me to arrive somewhere more polished before you'll listen. And as you rest in these words, hear what God wants to whisper to your heart today. Listen closely now, because underneath every worry you've carried, there has always been a quieter voice, one that has never stopped speaking over you, even when fear was louder. Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. You've maybe heard those words before, but hear them differently this time. Not as a command to simply stop feeling what you feel, but as an invitation to hand tomorrow back to the one who was already holding it before you were ever born. You were never meant to carry a day that hasn't arrived. You were only ever given today. And today, you have exactly enough grace to make it through. I know the plans I have for you, he says. Plans for your good, not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. Even the parts of your story that feel uncertain right now, He has already seen the ending. He is not surprised by your tomorrow. He has already been there. Long before you arrive, you are not forgotten. In the waiting, in the unknowing, in the nights you feel like you're facing everything alone, you are not forgotten. Not for a single moment. His eyes have been on you since before you can remember, and they have not moved, and they are not moving now. You are not too far behind, not too late, not too broken for what's coming. Whatever tomorrow holds, grace is already reaching for you, walking ahead of you into rooms you haven't entered yet, preparing the way before you even take the first step. Cast all your anxiety on Him, because He cares for you. Not because He tolerates your worry, patiently waiting for you to grow out of it. Because He actually cares. The details that keep you up at night matter to Him. The fear you're embarrassed to say out loud, He already knows it, and He isn't asking you to hide it from Him. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Read that again in your heart. Not, He will fix everything before it happens. He goes with you, through it, beside you, the whole way, step for step. You were never asked to face tomorrow by yourself. You were only ever asked to face it with Him. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give as the world gives. The world's peace depends on outcomes, on the diagnosis being good, on the money working out, on the relationship being repaired exactly the way you hoped. His peace doesn't need the outcome to be good. It exists underneath the uncertainty, holding you steady even while the ground still feels unfamiliar beneath your feet. You will make it through tomorrow, whatever it holds. Not because you finally figured out how to stop worrying altogether, but because grace does not run out. It didn't run out yesterday. It won't run out tomorrow either. It has never once run dry on you. Not in your hardest season, not in your loneliest year. Let this settle over you now. This is not the end of your story. This hard season, this uncertain chapter, it is not the whole book. There is more coming than what you can see from where you're standing right now. Seasons you can't yet imagine. Mornings that will feel lighter than this one. And He is already writing every page of it with you, even the pages that still feel blank. You are loved with a love that isn't waiting for you to have it all together first. You are held by a God who isn't intimidated by your fear, your fragile faith, your tired heart, your questions that don't have neat answers yet. He isn't asking you to arrive at tomorrow already brave. He is only asking you to arrive, trusting Him one step at a time, even if that step is small and shaking. In this world, you will have trouble. But take heart, for I have overcome the world. Not, you will never face trouble again. Trouble is still part of living in a broken world, and tomorrow may well bring some. But it does not have the final authority over you. Something greater has already won, and you are held inside that victory, whether tomorrow feels victorious or not. Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in Him. They will be like a tree planted by the water, that sends out its roots by the stream. It does not fear when heat comes. Its leaves are always green. It has no worries in a year of drought, and never fails to bear fruit. Let that image take root in you this morning. Not a tree standing in easy weather, but a tree planted so close to the source of life that even hard seasons cannot dry it out completely. Consider this too. Every single tomorrow you have ever feared has already become a yesterday you survived. Everyone. The ones that felt impossible when you were standing on the edge of them. Look back now and see how many of your worst imagined days never actually came, and how many of the hard days that did come, you made it through anyway, carried by a strength that wasn't only your own. That pattern is not a coincidence. That is a promise, proven again and again across your own life, whether you noticed it at the time or not. Do not let your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in Him. Trouble will still come, some days more than others, but it does not get the final word over your heart. It never has, and it never will. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Whatever feels unfinished in your life right now, whatever tomorrow's uncertainty threatens to unravel, it is not being carried by your effort alone. It is being carried by a faithfulness that started before you knew to look for it. And it is not going to stop now. Underneath you, always, are His everlasting arms. Not sometimes. Not only on the days you remember to pray. Always. Whether you feel them or not, they are there, holding the ground beneath your feet, steady even when everything above it feels unstable. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. If tomorrow's fear has left you brokenhearted tonight, hear this clearly. He is not distant from that. He is close to it. Closer, even, than He is in your easier seasons. Because it is in the broken places that we finally stop pretending we don't need Him. Weeping may stay for the night, but joy comes in the morning. Whatever tonight's fear has cost you, it is not the final chapter. Morning is still coming, the way it always does, and it is bringing something with it that tonight's darkness cannot see yet. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. Not a stranger to Him, not a face in a crowd He barely notices. Called by name, known completely, claimed on purpose as His own. Which means whatever tomorrow holds, it does not hold the power to separate you from that. Seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added to you. Every worry you've carried about provision, about tomorrow's needs being met, it was never meant to be carried on your own shoulders. Seek Him first, and watch how the rest of it, quietly and in its own time, falls into place around that. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Not recycled from yesterday's supply, not running low after a hard season. New. Every single morning, including this one, including tomorrow's. He will quiet you with His love. He will rejoice over you with singing. Let that image settle for a moment. Not a distant, indifferent God, tolerating your existence from far away, but one who rejoices over you, who quiets your anxious heart, the way a parent quiets a frightened child, gently, patiently, without irritation at how many times you needed reminding. You will not be shaken, not because nothing will ever move around you again. Life will keep happening, unpredictable and sometimes unfair. But you, at the center of it, held by grace, will not be shaken the way you once were. That steadiness is not something you have to build on your own. It is something you are being given, a little more each time you choose to trust instead of spiral. So breathe again with me, here, in this moment. The weight you walked in with. It doesn't have to be the weight you walk out with. You can set tomorrow down. You can leave it in hands far more capable than yours. Hands that have never once dropped what was placed in them in trust. Carry these promises with you, and before you go, receive this final blessing. May you leave this moment lighter than you arrived. May the worry that followed you here find no home in you tonight, or tomorrow, or the day after that. May you remember, in the middle of an uncertain week, that you are not walking it alone. That grace goes ahead of you into every room you haven't entered yet. May your sleep be deep and undisturbed. May your mornings begin with breath before they begin with worry. May you learn slowly, gently, to hold your days with open hands instead of clenched fists, trusting that the one who held yesterday is already standing in tomorrow, waiting for you there. May you carry today's grace without borrowing tomorrow's trouble. May you notice, more and more, how faithfully you have already been carried, even on the days it didn't feel that way. And when tomorrow finally arrives, as it always does, may you find that it was never something to be feared alone. May you find grace already standing there, waiting for you, exactly the way it has been waiting for you every single day of your life so far. Go now in peace. Not the peace that requires everything to be certain, the peace that holds you steady even when it isn't. If these words brought you even a little rest today, stay close. Grace meets you here every morning. Subscribe and come back tomorrow. Not to worry about it, but to meet God there too. Rest now, beloved. Grace will meet you again at dawn.